You guys asked for it, you're about to get it. Here are my steals of the 2022 NFL Draft. Let's hop into this right now. At number 10, I got Nakobe Dean going to the Eagles. At number 9, I got Drake Jackson going to the 49ers. At number 8, I got Devin Lloyd going to the Jaguars. At number 7, I got John Meschi going to the Houston Texans. And at number 6, I got Jermaine Johnson going to the Jets. Now, just starting with Nakobe Dean to the Eagles, they got him in the 3rd round. Like, Nakobe Dean, with his talent, is a late to mid first round pick to me. So look, they got him in the 3rd round, and I know he's got the injury concerns and everything with his chest, but look, for his talent to get him in the 3rd round, that's an incredible value pick, and I think it kind of shores up a need for them on defense with a young guy who can definitely play some football. So look, getting Nakobe Dean in a 3rd round when he's a 1st round talent, really good pick for the Eagles. Drake Jackson to the 49ers. I thought Drake Jackson should have been picked earlier 2nd round, but he's going to go great next to Nick Bosa. He is just a huge guy, good in the run game, really ferocious as a pass rusher. Really like Drake Jackson. I do think he can add more to his pass rushing toolkit, but I do think he has a great power rush and bull rush. And I really do think he's agile and quick along that defensive line, and I think he'll go great next to Nick Bosa. And then Devin Lloyd to the Jaguars. He's my favorite linebacker in the draft. I thought he should have been a mid-1st round pick. I know everyone was kind of sleeping on Devin Lloyd out of Utah, but look, he has everything. He has the size, he has the speed, he has the strength. He's a good tackler. He's a sideline to sideline kind of linebacker. He's good in the pass game. He's good in the run game. Really like Devin Lloyd. I think when it's all said and done, when we look back on this, he is going to be looked upon as the best linebacker in this draft. Thought it was a good pick by the Jaguars here, getting him late 1st round. Devin Lloyd, really like that pick for the Jaguars. And then at number 7, John Meschi, good route runner combination with speed. I think he's going to go great next to Brandon Cooks over there in Houston. And look, I kind of thought that, hey, maybe John Meschi goes late 2nd round, early 3rd round. But look, the Texans took no time and were like, okay, John Mechie's here, let's take him. Went really well next to Jameson Williams. I think he's going to be one of the best wide receivers in the league in a couple of years. Really like John Meschi to the Texans. And then Jermaine Johnson to the Jets. That was an incredible pick. He fell in their laps in the late 20s here in the 1st round of the 2022 NFL Draft. I thought he was a top 10 pick. I think he's going to be probably the 3rd or 2nd best defensive end when it's all said and done in this draft. I think next to Carl Lawson on that line, if they even still have Lawson, but I think even on that Jets defensive line, he will go great. He's a great run defender. He's productive in the pass game as a pass rusher. So I really like Jermaine Johnson. Just getting him where they got him when I thought he should have been a top 10 pick. Automatic steal to really be accumulative with what they got in the draft. The Jets really had a good draft, and I think getting Jermaine Johnson in the back half of the 1st round really puts a statement on the incredible draft that the New York Jets have. Now let's move on to number 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. At number 5, I got Perrion Winfrey going to the Browns. I got Travis Jones going to the Ravens. At number 3, I got George Karlaftis going to the Chiefs. At number 2, I got David Bell going to the Browns. And at number 1, I got Malik Willis going to the Tennessee Titans. Now look, I really like the Perrion Winfrey pick for the Browns. They got him in the 4th round when I thought he was an early 2nd round to late 1st round pick. Perrion Winfrey, although he needs to get better as a run defender, with his size and his ability to really take up space and just him just being able to be coached, I think he has the potential to be a good run defender in this league. But just as a pass rusher, no way he should have fell to the 4th round. To me, he was an early 2nd round or late 1st rounder. So look, Perrion Winfrey in the 4th round, great value pick for the Browns. And I think he's kind of a day 1 starter, especially if you can put him next to Jadeveon Clowney and Myles Garrett on that Cleveland Browns defensive line. And then Travis Jones to the Ravens. Look, the Ravens do this every year, and I put out a video about it. This is what makes them such a good team at drafting. They draft these guys and don't follow along with the trend of letting these good players fall. When good players fall, their fall in the draft stops at the Ravens. And the Ravens getting Travis Jones is just a prime example of that. Travis Jones, to me, an incredible run defender, really shifty along that defensive line, and I think he fits the Ravens system. No way in heck does he deserve to go in the 3rd round? To me, he was a late first rounder to early 2nd rounder. Great pick here by the Ravens. At number 3, George Karlaftis, just going at the end of the 1st round to the Chiefs, being able to put him next to Frank Clark and Chris Jones in that defensive line, knowing that you can kind of interchange him between defensive tackle and between defensive end. Great pick for the Chiefs at the end of the 1st round, just adding to that defense. And I think it adds youth, and I think it adds explosiveness to that defensive line, knowing that you can add Karlaftis maybe as a defensive tackle or as a defensive end. And then at number 2, David Bell to the Browns. And yes, the Browns have another steal on this list. They got David Bell, who I thought in my mind was a late 2nd round receiver. They got him late 3rd round, everyone. I don't think there's 13 wide receivers better in this draft than David Bell, and that's how many wide receivers went before him. Now, I think people overvalue speed at the wide receiver position a lot of times. Yeah, speed is very important, but when you're as good as a route runner as David Bell is, when you're as polished and as fluid as a route runner as he is, and you get the yards after contact that he can get and be the 50-50 ball receiver that he is, and have the release off the line of scrimmage that he has, to get him at the end of the 3rd round, I mean, come on. He should have been a late 2nd round pick, maybe early 3rd round pick, but the end of the 3rd round, teams made a mistake, and David Bell and the Browns are going to make teams pay for it. Really like David Bell. Deshaun Watson is really going to love him as a wide receiver. I think Deshaun Watson is going to make him better, and I think him going next to Amari Cooper will make him have an immediate impact next to Donovan Peoples-Jones and Amari Cooper in this Cleveland Browns offense. And then number 1, to me, it was no doubt, it was Malik Willis to the Titans. Malik Willis was a bona fide 1st round talent, fell to the 3rd round, and now the Titans have their quarterback of the future. And look, you got Ryan Tannehill, and it's a good situation for you and Malik Willis. He gets to sit on the bench and develop for about 1, maybe 2 years. Maybe he gets into some play this year, just knowing how inconsistent Ryan Tannehill can be, but just knowing how electrifying he is with his arm talent, with his mobility, with his ability to really fit balls into tight windows. I think that you have the fact that you have his talent and you have the ability to allow him to develop and sit. It's a great situation for the Titans, and the fact that you got a player of his talent and of his caliber in the 3rd round, incredible for the Titans. And they already added Treylon Burks and Robert McCary. So look, I thought this was a great draft for the Titans, getting Malik Willis. I think the Browns got 2 steals with Perrion, Winfrey, and David Bell. Karlaftis to the Chiefs just adds incredible versatility and youth to their defensive line. And then look, number 4 right there, just Travis Jones going to the Ravens, just shows how good the regimen is with just getting steals in the draft all the time. And Travis Jones was one of those guys, everyone. Tell me what you think about it down in the comment section below. Other than that, this has been Malik Hicks, aka the Ranker of the Ultimate Sports TV, signing off. Peace out, and I'll see you on the other side.